what is up, my nature loving friends? I'm back with another video. I just bought myself lighting, and let me know what you guys think in the comment below. And let me know the new setup. I've had back the new tank. As you can see right here, I have my plants that's growing up from the water that I'm going to use to propagate. I'm going to tell a little bit more about those things. But today topic, we're going to talk about 5 things, in my opinion, that you should keep tetra. Okay, if you stay long enough, I'm going to go through these 5 things. All right, let's get started. Most of us, we kept many kind of fishes. We kept tetra, we kept cichlid. I think the most popular one is actually a discus. So I kept many kind of fishes, and to me, my personally favorite, cichlid, because they used to say how intelligent cichlid is. In fact, I have 3 cichlid in this 48-gallon tank. You don't really see them coming out much. So let's get back to the topic of why I think you guys should give tetra a try. 5 reasons. So reason number 1, it is relatively easy to take care of, especially maintenance. You don't really have to pamper them too much, unlike discus, which I think is one of the hardest cichlid that you have to take care of, because they're so sensitive to water and pH and everything like that, and temperature especially. They prefer a really warm temperature. So yeah, as for tetra, it's easy to take care of. They're not fussy about food, unlike some other cichlid. Discus, for example, you feed them with live food, sometimes bloodworms, and to really get them fattened up. As for me, I have no issue feeding tetra. They're relatively easy. In fact, they eat almost all kind of food. But my advice is to feed them well-balanced diet. So for me, I have basically, let me talk about well-balanced diet. I'm gonna just show you guys a minute about the kind of food that I'm feeding them. So anyway, I have my, as you can see, I have my micro wafer. This is the main staple diet they're eating right now. It's really cool. And then I'll feed them occasionally algae wafer, because I had a pleco in my tank, so I usually use this to feed my pleco. But tetra, they kind of eat anything, right? And once a week, I'll feed them frozen food, like frozen brine shrimp, frozen bloodworms. I think that's good. So it's you feed them amount of protein, and you give them mixed dry food. So diet, very easy to take care of. And under easy to take care of, I would say that they are fairly hardy. They are not too fussy about water temperature or water. I mean the tropical fish, of course, but let's put it this way: if you kept tetra before, they're very hardy. But my word of advice is, if you're keeping tetra, you should keep them in a group, which I'm going to bring that to the next point. All right, my number 2 reason why you guys should keep tetra, and that is affordability. They're really affordable. You can actually buy many of them in schools. So in fact, it is advised to buy tetra in schools of let's say minimum 6 instead of 1 or 2. I used to keep tetra in 1 or 2, and then they didn't really last very long, because they're very sociable animal. They like to be in school. They feel really comfortable when they are swimming in school. So my advice is minimum 6. In a 48-gallon tank like this, you can see I have 3 types of tetra. Well, the schooling tetra, which I have right now, is the neon tetra, of course, one of the most popular tetra. And I have the rummy nose tetra, which recently just bought about 2 months ago, and they're doing really well. I have about 15 rummy nose tetra, and about 10, I think 10 or 8, I can't remember. I think 2 of them probably died. 8 neon tetra. Go and get them, man. They're really cheap. All right, come to my number 3. They are attractive. They are really attractive. I know I come back home in my work and I see lying down on my couch and I'm looking at my tetra swimming, in schools, and so relaxing. And then not to forget that there are so many species of tetra. So yeah, they're very attractive. Some comes in many different colors. So for me, the one that works for me is actually the rummy nose because I like how tight they swim. Okay, now come to number 4. There are many tetra species to choose from. Smaller sizes and bigger sizes. Now one thing I like about tetra, not just the size, is that you can keep them in a smaller tank. Let's say I have kept them 10 tetra, neon tetra, in a 5-gallon tank. So it's not a problem there. 6 or 5, the more you can really see the schooling action. So that come to my point is you actually can keep them in a smaller tank. But I'm not saying that you should just get a really, really small tank and just put all the tetra in. The bigger tank it is, in fact, it goes to any kind of fishes. The bigger it is, the better, easy to maintain, especially for fish tank. So keeping a tetra in a bigger fish tank, you can actually see them schooling in really nice when they are schooling. So I love that. I love it's amazing. All right. Now my last point. Yeah, that's it. Coming to number 5. Number 5, my last point why you should keep tetra is they go along well with almost any kind of fish, except the fishes that prey on smaller fish, like some larger cichlid, which you might want to avoid them. But other than that, I think angelfish are fine. You can see smaller cichlid, dwarf cichlid are fine, and they're peaceful. I come to my conclusion, very short and very simple. 5 reasons why you should keep tetra. I hope that bringing these 5 points, that I somehow encourage you guys to give tetra a try. I'm thinking of keeping German blue ram, which I heard that it is not easy to keep. So I don't know, I think it goes really well with this tank. So just guys, let me know what kind of tetra fish that you kept. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. Before I go, I'm going to show you. You can see right here. Nobody can see. I'm gonna just quickly go to show you guys. This is a philodendron burley marks. Let the roots, you can see, I let the roots submerge into the water, and it takes up nitrites and nitrates from the water. Oh, you can see how the texture is swimming. Look at that, look at that. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. Let's get back to the plants here. So burley marks, they're doing really well. They're growing, and some of these getting really huge. And I have another plants there. They call it the longevity spinach. I'm doing an experiment here, so it's not a. But anyway, plants are doing good. I'm really happy with the plants, and if you see my other videos on my plant, you can see that right until now it really grew really well. Yeah, the texture is going good. Oh man, you know how much I love those textures. Yeah, look at that. Look at the way they swim. So, give a plant a try. If a house plant, if you have a tank, give it a try. You don't have to put them in the soil all the time. You can actually root them up from the aquarium. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell. And I'm gonna make another videos on different species of fishes that I have in the tank and how I take care of them. Alright, thanks guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode.